morning, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. What a great crowd. You know, pretty much everybody showed up. How amazing is that, right? We really appreciate your time, so we're gonna get right into it. So, I'm Shorr. I am the president of Secure Future Tech Solutions, and I have Lisa Shorr here as well, and Ethan Gorsuch from Nextiva. So let me tell you a little bit about what we're doing here today. So back in 2014, we used to be known as PC Troubleshooters. That was the name of the company that when I established the business back in college, it was a great name and it kind of fit what we did back then, which was computer repair. But that wasn't working for us anymore, and so what we ended up doing was we rebranded to Secure Future Tech Solutions. I would like to take credit for it, but I really can't because my amazing wife, Lisa, led the charge. So I want to introduce you to Lisa. So Lisa Shorr is the Vice President of Secure Future Tech Solutions, and she also runs her own consulting practice called Shorr Success. And in 2014, she led our rebranding effort and really remade our company to where we are today. So we looked at all kinds of things, from logos to how we present ourselves, and there was also one really important thing that we spent a lot of time and effort on to fix because we discovered it was an issue, and Lisa will tell you about that. But it was our phone skills, and answering the phone at Secure Future Tech was a problem. So Lisa came in, and as a certified image consultant, she works with individuals and companies to really put their best foot forward. So we started with us first. And so this is the story about how we turned around Secure Future Tech in the phone department, and Lisa's going to share some real world experience with you. So welcome, Lisa.
Thank you. We'll hear a little bit from Ethan later on about some of the phone systems that we have had amazing success with. So I am excited you're all here today, and as Eric said, the phones have become quite the, I don't know if you call them the nemesis, but it's sort of a dying art. And I found some statistics, and I just wanted to read a few just to show where the trends are and why I'm doing this phone skills today. So in 2015, Pew Research did a study on millennials. And did you know that millennials, and those are born from 1981 to 1996, and how many of you employ, and I see millennials in the audience today, but how many of you employ millennials, right? Right. So from that time period, they have now surpassed my generation, which is Gen X, in the workforce. And this is back in 2015, there were 53.5 million millennials. And so there have been studies upon studies. All you have to do is Google millennials and phones, or millennials and texting, and you will find all kinds of articles saying that they would prefer to text versus use the phones. And so, being the image person that I am, and it's a very cool thing for me to look in this audience today because I'm really melding both of my worlds. It's my passion with our tech business and my passion with the image business, and it's very well represented today. We've got every industry here today, from plumbing to lighting to Catholic school to attorneys to banks to temp agencies to home inspections, insurance. We've got more insurance, property management. I mean, we've got the gamut in here. Spa here as well. And so we really, and all of you, have one main thing in common, and that's phone skills and needing the phone to connect with clients and prospects. So that's why I'm here, and I am a stickler today with really ingraining in all of you the crucial nature of phones. I want all of you to take out your cell phones, please. And this is the only time, because typically, being the image person, it's terrible, terrible etiquette to use your phone during a workshop, during a meeting. Take that away with you. Tell all of your colleagues. What was the last thing you did on your phone? Show of hands. How many people texted was the last thing, the last activity? Right? How many of you sent an email as your last activity? A couple. And how many of you made a phone call? 1, 1, 2, and Ethan in the back, 3. That's it. There's 25 of you here right now, plus all of us. So there's about almost 30 of us in this room. Only 3 people use the phone. Only 3. We cannot make this a dying art. We cannot forget the importance of our tone of voice and connecting with people. So this is a shameless plug. That's Eric and that's our children. When the phone rings at home, when it rings, they walk right by. Last night, we had a phone call to me. And it was like a conference call for a school trip that my daughter is taking. And I said to Gabby, pick up the phone and call the number. And it's our landline. How many of you even have a landline anymore? I think we're definitely old-fashioned. Oh, good. There's a few of you, just in case. I still don't know why we have it, but Eric can explain that. He's the tech side of things, I'm the image side of things. But Gabby didn't even know how to hit the talk button. She didn't know. And she said, well, what do I do? And I said, you dial the number. The number's right there. No, I don't want her to, you do it. I'm like, you are going to be 16 in 1 month. Pick up that phone, it's your school trip that I am paying for, call. It was really, so that just gives you, but I see it in our company. We're constantly, in my tech business, I listen to all the calls because we would prefer to text, we would prefer to email. Sometimes you just have to pick up the phone. So has anybody here, now be honest with yourselves, has anybody here ever lost a client? Ever lost a client due to the phones? You have, Liz?
There's somebody in our office who's a bit rough.
A big rough?
Yes.
Oh, we'll talk about that. We're gonna talk, actually I have a slide about that. Perfect. Thank you for segueing that. We have lost a client of 10 years. 10 years. And this was back a few years ago, so this isn't brand new. So this goes back a few years. This is what prompted this phone skills workshop. Our client was a car dealership here in Rhode Island. 10 years in, they were an amazing client for many years, profitable, but we were partners with them. And do you know what? At some point, they, with other reasons, but when they called Eric to say that they were leaving, they said, every time your staff answers the phone, you act like you don't know who I am. That was like a punch in the stomach for me, being so cued in on image and not realizing it's not just uniforms, it's not just posture and how we present ourselves, it's also our phone skills. That makes up our brand. That makes up who we are as a business. And losing clients like that, Liz, is painful, isn't it? There's money out the door right there. And I know that our company, it costs $250 just to get our phones to ring. 250 bucks. We screw up those phones, guess what? That's 250 bucks we're out. It costs us $2,000 to close a client in our tech business, $2,000. After all is said and done. I don't want to screw up my phones anymore. And so I've got Casey here in the back of the room. Wait, hello, Casey. Because many of you probably heard his voice on the, making follow-up phone calls. And so I work closely with Casey. Casey's our inside sales specialist. And he's making calls for us every single day. And so we work together pretty closely on tone of voice and on the script and following the rules. So it's important. Let's take a step back. Now all of you in front of you have handouts. Please pull out your handouts. They're right here, yep. And it says gain respect, right there. Yep. So this presentation is written also to reinforce with a handout. And I want to talk to you guys, take a step back from tech, from phones, and just talk a little bit about image. Some of you might have heard this before because I've done workshops in your companies. But this is always an amazing reminder. I say there are the ABCs of image. A stands for appearance. That's on your handout. Appearance, what you wear. Eric and I and Casey and Ethan, we all dressed for you today, very purposefully. We're in conservative clothing, in our uniform shirt, because today I'm representing my tech side. And we wanted to look uniform, we wanted to look consistent. B stands for behavior. Texting during a meeting shows poor behavior, right? Right. not looking, giving eye contact, looking away, or checking email, or talking to someone else during a staff meeting, poor behavior. C, that's really what we're gonna hone in on today, is communication. Verbal, what we say and how we say it, especially on the phones, is massively important. Then there's the nonverbal. We've had texts that we've let go of in the past who would roll their eyes. Any of you have employees that display, oh my God, why don't you understand this? Don't you get it? Oh, you said that with a little bit of passion, Pam. Yes. So we're gonna really focus on the verbal side of things today. And now, why care? This is my life lesson of why care. This is the word that I live by, that I'm instilling in my children and my entire staff. There's two I's. Intention versus interpretation. Can anybody tell me what that means? Anybody? Intention versus interpretation. What do you think?
Easy. Texting, you have a different interpretation as your intent.
It could easily, right? It could be easily misconstrued. Our intentions might be to do good, to show up to work, and to present an idea. But all of you in this room were raised differently. Different families, different friends, different environments. So when you make that interpretation and that perception, it's your own. And so we have to be so mindful, including nitpicking on the phones, of how we present ourselves, what we say, how we say it. It's that important. Because every single one of you will create your own perception. Every single one. And of course, you've got social media. What can you do about social media, right? That's gonna create its own set of interpretations right there. So we have to be so careful of Google reviews, and it starts with the phones. That's the front line. So I wanna play a little game, and I wanna talk about the power of a brand. And each one of you in this room has a very strong brand, and Eric and I and Casey are very proud to have been a part of your brand, whether it's through tech or image, and helping to build that brand. What's that product? Kleenex. So there's always someone in the room that says tissues, but then I love those that do say Kleenex. Right, Kleenex, right? That's the brand, Kleenex. Now, there could be Scott Kleenex, it could be Puffs, but no one says Puffs. No one says any of that, they say Kleenex, right? Because the brand is synonymous with a sneeze or with a cold. They have one story. Crock pot. You didn't say slow cooker, right? Crock pot.
Q-tips.
Cotton swab.
Right? Cotton swab. There's always one in the room, right? What about, the Target brand? You'll still call the Target brand Q-tip. Because we know, first of all, I've tried the Target brand. I always go back, FYI, to the Q-tip. Much softer tip. But anyway, with that said, it's important to see that these brands roll off our tongues. And the goal is for all of you to have brands that just roll off of our prospects' tongues and our clients' tongues. What's that?
Band-Aid.
Band-Aid. Didn't say adhesive. You didn't say Curad. It's a Band-Aid. Band-Aid brand. And honestly, the Band-Aid brand is better than the CVS. Not that I'm here pitching brands, but I've had experience. I have children, and they fall a lot. So, so there's 3 C's. So I have the ABCs of image. I've got my 2 I's, intention versus interpretation. And this is not on the handout, but you can certainly feel free to write this. 3 C's of what makes a brand. Consistency. You're telling one story. One story. Kleenex tells only one story. I'm for a cold, I'm for a sneeze. I can maybe dab a little scrape on the knee, but they're not claiming to be paper towels. Nor do we claim as a tech company to be web developers. It's not who we are.